Had somebody share a comment after a recent recognition vlog. It was such a juicy point. And that is, why haven't you covered yet that recruiting your internal staff first is one of the most powerful recognition strategies right under our noses? Why hadn't I thought of that? Absolutely. You see, the problem when we don't recruit our internal staff as the priority and we give them the opportunity first is that people don't feel valued, especially if they've been looking forward to these great assignments and these stretch opportunities and promotions. And then all of a sudden, some unknown comes out and they get to sweep up that great opportunity. It's so painful. Now, I'll just say for a moment, if your people don't know that they're not performing to the ability and the level that they could be accessing one of those opportunities, that's another problem that you gotta fix sooner rather than later. And the other piece is that it's going to take a lot more to onboard somebody who doesn't know your organization and get them up to speed compared to somebody who does. Now, the opportunities of recruiting our internal folks is that A, you know them. I mean, wouldn't you rather buy a car from a friend or a neighbor than somebody that you don't know? It's better to invest in what you know about already. Number two, it allows you to think more strategically about how you want to develop your people. And this may come out of your job evaluation process and your performance appraisal process of knowing what talent do we need and are people ready for those opportunities and prepare them in the meantime. And it can also impact what sort of training you do and coaching and mentorship to be able to ready the next group of leaders or folks who move into those linchpin positions that are so challenging to recruit to. The other opportunity is it allows potentially your employees to get involved in the process, to be able to put up their hand and say, yes, I would like an opportunity if it became available. Because you don't want to ask them if in fact you have every plan to give it to somebody externally. So I've heard from a lot of business owners and leaders that they're concerned that they're hesitant about making this their process and their policy. Now, you may or may not be one of them. Perhaps you already have a process where internal applicants are given the opportunity before external, which is great. My question to you is it consistent? So if it's not consistent, I would say number one, build it into your people plan. And if you don't have a people plan, maybe that is the step before the step is to have a people plan, but let's assume that you do. Build it in as part of your philosophy and your strategy. And perhaps even as you look at your recruitment practices for the year, maybe you're going to make sure that there is continuity and consistency of job postings first going up to internal candidates before they go external. Number two, do you have a process of being able to look at your existing talent pool and seeing what kind of development they're going to need to be ready for those positions that you can anticipate will become available? And how do you anticipate they'll become available? One, what does your turnover patterns look like? Because your past is your best predictor of your future. And also, where do you already know there are going to be vacancies because of natural attrition, people retiring, people's perhaps contract ending, and so forth. The next piece of advice I'd have for you is if you have external or internal stakeholders that will have a vested interest in these candidates, that you bring them in sooner rather than later. It could be your union colleagues. It could be if you have a shared management agreement with another organization. Make this part of a shared decision making. And you may in fact need to, over time, adjust your policies and your approach. And that's fine. I mean, not all of this has to happen overnight. But my fourth point is, and it's very much related if you have to make changes to your policy, is communicate that this is your approach. Communicate that this is your intention so that employees can see. It allows them to build that greater sense of motivation and help them to know and have conversations with their leader about what do I need to be doing in the interim to demonstrate that I will be the right candidate for the job when it becomes available. I hope you found these suggestions helpful about how you can use, without any investment pretty much whatsoever, this powerful strategy of recognition, of recruiting from within first. My name's Sarah McVanel. Be well and be great.